Make the strings louder.
What's up, guys? It is officially part 1000. So we've done about 990 some primer videos. Those of you guys who haven't seen those, I just went ahead and I deleted them off the channel. Nobody was watching them. Everybody's complaining about them, but no, it's officially part 15 of the Supra build, and let's see if we can get it painted. It's all primed. I got to do a quick, basically final sand on everything with 320. Probably a little bit more involved than just a quick little final sand, because I also have to pull off like the doors and then scuff the inside of the doors. So the plan is, right now it's like Friday night. I just uploaded the other video of actually primering this stuff, so I'm gonna let this stuff sit probably until tomorrow. But yeah, so there's a drift event on Sunday, and then tomorrow's Saturday, so I could probably work on it a little bit Saturday night, but I am going to be like getting, you know, the whole drift car prep deal. I'll probably try to work on it a little bit, and then on Monday I should be painting like the jambs and all the bottoms of everything, so I'll like flip over the hood and flip, you know, put the doors on the stands on their sides and paint the door jambs and all that stuff, the engine bay, all that good stuff. Then basically, since I'm probably going to be, I still haven't picked out the paint color yet, but since I'm probably going to be going with one of those like crazy candy colors, I'm going to try to have the car like as assembled as I could get it. So I'll try to, like, you know, put the bumpers and stuff off of them, you know, kind of sitting back a little bit so I get down in the cracks and everything. But you know, like the doors and everything have, you know, the fenders and the front bumper and everything just kind of on it, so that way I could get a really even coat of paint on it, especially with those candies, because basically you lay down like a base color, usually it's like silver or something like that, and then you put like transparent coats over it to build up that layer, and it kind of gives that, it basically looks metallic, but the color gives it that like depth, and that's why the candy colors look really, really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm probably not gonna do as many time-lapse things on this. I'm just gonna try to get it done. So hopefully you guys will see it in the booth more than anything else, but probably not. I tell you what, there's nothing better than working on something at nighttime. So I think today it was almost 100 degrees. Currently right now it's like a little under 80 in the shop. I got the fan blowing in here, the door open, and I mean, I'm not really breaking too much of a sweat, but I mean, I'd be dead if I was trying to do this shit during the day. But yeah, so I'm blocking out the roof. You can see the center looks really nice. You come over here, you're like, oh, look at all them sand scratches. It's a good thing this old dirt block's taking good care of me. Yeah, so basically you start off with the guide coat over there, and then I just kind of blocked out the center, you know, to make sure that it would all block out. I knew it would, because there's been a pretty good coat on here, and I think this coat of primer has been on the Supra. It's been a while. I mean, I think it's probably been almost a month. So technically I shouldn't get any shrink back, because, you know, the funny thing is when I'm pretty sure I blocked this out with 180, and most of this stuff went away. So I mean, you could already see like how much it shrunk just by doing that and letting it do that. But yeah, that's pretty pumped about that. I'm excited to get this thing painted. Even though, like, holy shit, I spent a little over an hour just sanding this back hatch, just blocking that out. It's probably going to be about an hour on the roof and this, you know, almost the quarters, and then probably, you know, I'd say about 30 minutes on each quarter panel, you know, and then each door. And I mean, I got some sanding to do is pretty much all there is to it. So Alright guys, so tonight is the night I'm supposed to be painting the door jambs and everything. I went to DNS and well, basically I should have told him like 2 days ago that I was actually like picking the color that I picked. So he could order the right pigments and everything. So we're kind of wait. He had enough so I could actually have done the jambs tonight, but I wasn't gonna have enough anyhow, so I figured, or I wasn't gonna be able to do that tonight anyhow, based on, you know, kind of where I'm at with the project. So it is Tuesday morning at like 1:50. I conned Ty into staying over here with me and helping me sand these jambs on the door. We kind of ran into a little bit of an issue with the fitment on the side skirt as far as it fitting underneath the door. So as you can see over here on my drift car, I have some little bit of fitment issues, so it scrapes it because it's basically just so tight in there. And I don't want that to happen on here, especially with all the effort that I'm putting into the paint. So then I was over here with the hammer and the wood, because that's pretty much what people say, is you kind of hammer this down a little bit, you know, with a slice of wood. You know, forgetting exactly where I put the body filler last time. So I found out where I put the body filler. I basically put a nice little hairline crack in it. So I went ahead and chipped it all out as far as I could get it to where it stopped peeling. V'd it out a little bit, and so now I need to refill that with body filler, basically. So yeah, the plan was I wanted to have the jambs painted tonight, and then I was going to paint it basically Wednesday. I was going to paint it Tuesday night, yeah. So I was going to like paint the door jambs Monday night, and then do the paint the whole car Wednesday night. But we're pushing it, or Tuesday night, and then so we're basically pushing it back a day. I'm going to get all the jambs and everything sanded, everything good, ready to go. So tomorrow I should be able to come here and spray the jambs, get all that stuff done, and then Wednesday night we should be good for the car. I should be able to use the neighbor's paint booth. If not, I think we're just going to spray it in here, but I'm going to do the jambs and like engine bay and all that stuff in here. You know, that stuff's not super crucial, but yeah, it's nice to have Ty in here helping me out a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and start filling that thing over there that I, you know, stupidly made the mistake of doing, and just sanding some other stuff. So yeah, silly mistakes. So the timeline for the Supra is kind of like, you know, obviously like I wanted to get it painted by January when I got it in October, and you know, or the end of I don't know, some shit like that a long time ago. And it was supposed to be a quick paint job, and then now it turned into this crazy perfectionist paint job. But yeah, so I didn't realize that the kind of the inside of the door jambs, I knew this one was all right. This one I knew needed a little bit of work, but since it went back down to bare metal in some spots, probably going to be epoxying the inside of those. Since I went ahead and I put the primered hood, or the OEM hood, back on this thing just so I could sand it so it wasn't like rocking all over the place. There's a little bit of a low spot, like right there, and like right here too. But so it almost blocked out with all the primer. But so the hood looks like it's in pretty good shape. I think there's a few little sand scratches, not sand scratches, just random scratches that were actually still in the hood up there. And then, but I'm having this issue, so I'm using the Stick-It blocks, these Dur blocks, and I'm having an issue where the damn paper just doesn't like to stick to it. So I clean it off with like lacquer thinner, and I let it sit and dry, and then it like halfway sticks to it. So I don't know if just the adhesive is getting stuck to it and not coming off, but it turns into a real pain in the butt when you can sand for a couple minutes, and then all of a sudden the paper goes ripping off of there. I got this thing down here pretty close to being almost done. I got it icinged, and I think I just need to do like almost the final block with like 180 grit, but definitely gonna have to use the high build primer on it and kind of let it sit for a day. So kind of the whole timeline I had in my head for this thing is Monday was the drift event, or Sunday was the drift event. Monday night I was going to come here and spray the door jambs and get that all painted, and then I was going to try to paint the car on Tuesday. Adam and Nicole are going to be here on Wednesday, and which is probably when you guys are watching this, and I'm supposed to hang out with them and had some other things planned, and the plan was just to get this thing painted so it could kind of sit and cure and do all its stuff. You know, got some other stuff, other projects with another car we're going to be doing. Me helping Adam with his car. There's a drift event in Texas, August like 4th and 5th that I was going to go to with a lot of the guys from Colorado. So I don't know. I just wanted this thing done so it could kind of sit here and I could know that it was painted, and then I could just start really like ordering all the other parts for it. You know, and actually getting her going. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of looking like it's. Oh, and also right here on the edge, that's a little bit of the panel bond or whatever, the 3M panel bond stuff. So I basically panel bonded all the little seams in here, and then we kind of forgot that one, and I just, you know, wanted to make sure that it was panel bonded so that when I sand it I could fill over it and it's not going to crack or do anything crazy. Also, the other thing I need to kind of take care of is underneath these wheel wells. You can see there's a little bit of random old stuff in there that I'm probably just going to kind of cut out, and then just seal the whole inside of this. But I could do all this after the car is done because I could just mask off the whole car. And I was planning on like doing the underneath with like the Raptor or the bedliner or whatever. The inside, initially when I was gonna build the car, I didn't have access to like full interior and all that type of stuff. So it was just, I don't know, it wasn't really a priority, or it was gonna be the priority to actually paint the inside and make it. It was gonna be like a blend between like race car and street car. Interior stuff's so damn expensive, and I ended up getting a parts car, so now I'm like going back OEM, so it's kind of been like a blend in between. I took off the Gandor mirrors off of this car, and I don't know, I think they might be real, I don't know. That's the logo that's on them. I don't know how to tell, they're like, but yeah, that's the logo that's on them. And this back piece right here is like cast aluminum. I don't know if this is or not. This might be like plastic or something. But yeah, they are power mirrors and they actually worked. So the plan is, I do like the way those mirrors look with the body kit. I feel like it kind of flows really good, you know, because I have aftermarket front bumper and side skirts and the TRD wing and the little rear spats, OEM hood. But you know, with the Gandor mirrors, I think it'd be a good combination. The other option is this aftermarket like fiberglass hood with the vents, and then it would be like a completely like riced out Supra. But yeah, I don't know. That's been kind of the dilemma so far tonight, is just kind of running into random stuff. But I don't know, I'm pretty damn tired. You know, after the drift event, you know, some stuff with the baby last night, and you know, just really haven't had a chance to actually like completely catch up on sleep. And you know, I feel bad because, you know, Jamie's with the baby and she doesn't get a whole lot of sleep, and I'm like, but I gotta get some work done, because as weird as it is, like this is kind of like my job, you know, like working on the Supra and getting it painted and uploading the videos right now. That's kind of been taking like the main priority over things, and so it's just like this big huge mess of stuff. So I don't know, appreciate you guys sticking with me. I'll be back here tomorrow and we'll see how far we get. Back at the shop. It is Wednesday morning, so it's like 1 in the morning or whatever. We're back at the shop. So tonight, you know, Tuesday night was the night I was supposed to be painting the door jambs, you know, and all that other stuff to get it done. Obviously, I ran into the issues last night with this rocker panel and hammering it down and cracking the filler and, you know, all that situation. I also needed to kind of wait for this panel bond to dry for 24 hours before it was fully cured. So I need to go ahead and sand that down a little bit, or hit it with like some 36 grit, rough it up, put a little bit of filler on it, and make it look like this side. So basically last time, I don't know exactly what happened, but we didn't kind of figure that out, and then I panel bonded this side, and we didn't do this side, and then when it came down to like doing all the body filler, I was like, well, I'm not just going to body fill over that, because that has spot welds right there. but I figure like the panel bond is so strong, it'll kind of keep it if there is a little bit of movement. Hopefully that will make it not, and it won't crack and all that stuff. Anyhow, I could do that tonight, and yeah, I mean it's damn close. I mean it really is. The back bumper needs sanded. The front bumper needs basically its final little quick sand, just to basically nib off the little dirt and stuff, and any of the random sand scratches on it. But yeah, so just with so Adam, he is going to be here today, like later in the afternoon or whatever. I picked up a transmission for his 240. Those of you guys who watch Adam's videos, he blew up the transmission when he was in Wisconsin at that US Air event. Reached out to me and was like, hey, do you know anybody locally with a tranny? And I was like, well, I have one, I could do, or there's this guy who just posted one, and so I ended up meeting with that guy. I got the transmission. I went ahead and I pulled these Gandor style mirrors or whatever off of this Supra last night as well. I don't know if I ever actually showed you, but this is a friggin', it's a Lambo door. Check this out. Check how sketchy this is. It's like the most sketchy Lambo door ever. Get like a workout. I feel like you're just gonna like break the door handle. I don't know. Maybe if I close the handle when I'm trying to close it. But anyhow, it's super ghetto. You can see the door gap over here is like super tight, and this is all huge right here. If you come over, definitely. So the plan with this thing is, everybody's always asking me. They're like, why don't you just finish that and get that one going? And it's not this car. Like I'm not necessarily stoked on the Targa top. Like hard tops are a lot more rare. I already have so much work in this thing, and I mean it's gonna be that car. Like wasn't really that bad. I mean compared to like old school hot rod like restoration dudes, those guys like knocked me out of the park with what they've done to stuff to bring them back. This wasn't really a huge deal, but this one's gonna get work eventually. This one's so damn close anyhow. But yeah, check out this. Here, before I look at this ghetto hinge in there. You can see like the door panel like rubs on the deal when you lift it up. I don't know, super sketchy. Anyhow, this still need to block sand this a little bit. Still running into issues with that thing, but I'm gonna quit yammering. I'm gonna go ahead and get a few things done, and then I don't know. I'm gonna cry to you guys at the end of this thing about how sad I am that I wasn't able to get this thing done. But I'm like glad too. But stay tuned for that. So yeah, I got the door jambs and everything all painted. Or not the door jambs, like the back sides of the doors, and this little piece over here. That's all high build primered. The same thing down there. So that stuff should be all good to go in a couple days after it sits. It should be pretty much like ready to do the final painting shit or whatever on it. So like I said earlier, I'm pretty disappointed in, I guess, kind of my planning of stuff. I don't know, and then I guess I'm not disappointed in my planning. I wish I was able to get this thing done because I have a lot of things going on right now, which you guys will hear about in a couple days. So we got some big things coming for the channel. I wanted to kind of get this thing kind of pushed out real quick so it could just kind of, get painted and done, and I didn't have to worry about that aspect of it and start ordering parts and putting it together while there's some downtime with this other stuff. But basically that's all, happening right now. But yeah, so taking a little bit of a break from it. It might be a week, it might be a month. But yeah, it's just not ready. I mean, I don't want to rush it, and I don't know. I kind of turned it into, it was supposed to be a quick paint job, and then I turned it into like this show car paint job, and then I'm like, well, the body's there, but then the door jambs aren't, and then the engine bay needs a little bit more stuff, and then like just random stuff. I mean, just like the little tiniest details on things that, I mean, it's 90% there. It just needs a little bit more finicky, like perfectionist stuff going over it that I'm not willing to kind of let slide right now. And a lot of it just comes down to time. I mean, if I had 2 more days, I could get it done, but all this other stuff is pretty much happening like right now. Adam's gonna be here today, as you guys are watching this, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. Sorry, this, you know, I was gonna get her painted. I did figure out a color. I haven't decided on that, or I haven't, you know, it's one of these colors in here. It's one of these. But yeah, they didn't have the painted DNS, which it wasn't DNS's fault. You know, and I wasn't even ready for it because, I mean, I'm just not ready for it. So there's a few other little things I need to do, like the mirrors. I need to figure out exactly what mirrors I need to do. I need to primer these, you know, do the jams, and I don't know, all kinds of stuff. I need to quit rambling. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys probably Friday with a video. Look forward to some cool content with Adam coming up shortly. And yeah, catch you later.